Greetings. Welcome to this morning's Breadcast. I am Mark Rizek, your host, and we are on a quest this week to talk about what it is to be a Christian in this world that we live in today. And I covered a few subjects like prayer, and yesterday we covered giving, and we covered, just your lifestyle, how you should be living. You should be living a holy life, right? And you should be an epistle read by all men, right? So today what I wanted to do, I wanted to cover what does it look like in today's Christianity as a church or a ministry? What does that look like, and what does that really mean to us? Okay, so let's start in, what I want to do is I kind of want to flip this on its head a little bit, and let's start in Matthew chapter 7, verse 21, where Jesus is talking, and he says this, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven." Verse 22, "Many will say to me in that day, 'Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name?' Verse 23, "And then I will declare to them, 'I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness.'" So clearly Jesus is addressing people who are in the ministry. They are prophesying, they are casting out demons, and they are doing mighty wonders in his name. But isn't it interesting that Jesus, he doesn't say that you don't know him. He says in verse 23, he says, "I never knew you. Depart from me." So there's a point where you have to open yourself up to Christ and allow Christ to minister to you and allow him to get into your heart and to know you. And that is a whole nother level, right? So ministry in itself is not just, you're not going to go to heaven, obviously, and you're not going to show your First Baptist membership card and get in, or your Presbyterian, or your charismatic, or your whatever. Your I'm a prophet business card's not going to get you in either, obviously, because these guys were prophesying in his name and he didn't even know who they were. So what's the reality? The reality is this: you need to know him. And yes, there are clearly, and I've gone over this before, you can go back some of my other teachings to find it, that there are gifts in the body. There's the prophet, the pastor, the teacher, the evangelist, and they are there to minister to the saints so that they grow up, so that we all can grow up in the Lord, so that we all can come to the unity of the faith, and we're not tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. So it's a maturity issue that you should be getting together, right, and receiving the ministry of some of these gifts to grow you up, and you should be using yours to help grow others up. And that's really how the body should be working. And it's interesting in this last day because, listen, the church is on a challenge right now because a lot of it has gone astray and they have been gone apostate. And that's what the whole book of Jude, we covered that a few weeks ago. That's what it's all about. The church going to an apostate state, really, right? But I want to remind you and leave you with this scripture. It's out of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25, and it says this: "Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching." So the writer of Hebrews is telling us that we should not forsake the assembling of ourselves. Wherever you get together, whether it be in a church, whether it be a home church, prayer group, whatever, do not forsake the assembling of yourselves together, but exhorting one another, building one another up. Even do it even more as we see the day approaching. And we clearly can see the day approaching. So I think it's really pertinent that we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and we need to be in local assemblies. We need to be in home churches, prayer groups, whatever the case may be, so that we can get around each other and help grow each other up and be mature and not be tossed to and fro by any wind of doctrine. So I hope this is a blessing to you, and we will see you again next time on the Morning Breadcast. God bless.